What's going on, everybody? I'm going to do a quick audio check here. I've been having some issues with my audio, I've noticed in some of my videos. So if you notice a problem with the audio, please let me know. All right. So let me try this audio. Check. Hold on. All right, looks like the audio is good. So just did the quick check here. So thanks for that patient wait there. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. Feel free to put any questions on the chat. I'll keep an eye on that, right? So I'll be keeping an eye on that for sure. Um, but let's go over this, man. First of all, it's WrestleMania 33 on April 2nd. That's this coming Sunday at Camping World Stadium. This is in Orlando, Florida. They were last in Orlando, Florida, I believe, in WrestleMania 28, so it's about 5 years ago. And they're returning, right? So there you go. I'm very disappointed with the build up to this WrestleMania, but it's become a common theme with WrestleMania. It's become a big common theme. Um, they try to cram up everyone in the roster on this one card, and you get what you get. I mean, it's one thing to put as many people as possible, but you can't get everybody on the roster on the card. You end up with these ridiculous matches, like all these triple threats and three-way tags and 5-6 women in one title match and another women's title match, a triple threat. Just way too many. I'm very disappointed about their decision to put Neville versus Austin Aries in the pre-show. But on the bright side, if you just want to watch that match, you could just watch it in the pre-show. You don't have to watch the entire WrestleMania show, right? But let's go ahead and talk about this upcoming card, man. First of all, the 2017 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's 30. It's a 30-man battle royal, and they're battling for the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. Wow, you know, like whoa, ooh. They're battling over a trophy. I mean, you would think if they wanted to be a little more, if they wanted to make it mean something, like first of all, like there's two problems I have with this battle royal. Okay, number one, you just had the Royal Rumble 2 months ago, right? So that's number one. Number two, it doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. They keep telling us like, oh yeah, the winner of this battle royal, he's gonna go places. And yeah, like who? Like Cesaro? Well, where has Cesaro gone? What about the Big Show? Huh? Corbin. Ooh, like who cares? Like it's at least make it for something. Like the winner of this battle royal gets a title match of their choosing at the next pay-per-view, and boom, immediately it means something. Just something that simple. Now there's 30 men, but only like three or four really matter. Like it's supposedly between the Big Show and Braun Strowman, and then you have Sami Zayn there, and some of the SmackDown guys, and it's I think Strowman's ultimately going to win this battle royal to kind of show that he is the new giant. But he should win, to be honest. But what does it mean? It means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So what? It's, I mean, battle royals, I'll give you this. They're fun to watch, right? Like the Royal Rumble, but it's still not like the Royal Rumble. Like, it's not like you're not anticipating who's coming out next. And so it's whatever. Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch versus Natalia versus Mickie James versus Carmella versus Naomi. Why? I don't know why this just screams out. Let's just put all of them on the card. What is this? You should just have a one-on-one match. This is WrestleMania. This isn't some random. This isn't like just random. This is a random fucking show on a Tuesday, man. This is WrestleMania. It's like maybe a triple threat match, man, and that's rare. But title matches, one-on-one. Like if you, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't advocate this because the women really aren't ready for this. But I guess a ladder match it would have made it more interesting. Like the first ever women's ladder match at WrestleMania or something. People would have been interested in that, but these women they can't take that. So, but all I'm saying is one-on-one matches, build a story, have a feud. I mean, holy shit! Nah, they just throw them all together. Like they only do this with the women. Like this is stupid. They're just randomly just throwing them together. Could you imagine if this is with the men? If you don't do it with the men, why are you doing it with women? Can you just imagine for no reason at all? The WWE Championship it's just it's an open challenge. Five, 6, 7 dudes are just gonna face for it. They're gonna fight for that title. That's stupid. That's lazy booking, and it screams we don't give a fuck about this. Like that's what it screams. It screams I don't want to hear from the women being disappointed because they didn't make it to the card. You're Vince fucking McMahon, right? If somebody doesn't make it to the card, too fucking bad. What good is it that they all make it to the card if the match is meaningless? You build up feuds for every other pay-per-view. Just stupid. Neville versus Austin Aries. Another pre-show match. So these are in the pre-show, by the way. Meaningless on the pre-show. They don't matter. Neville versus Austin Aries is the best match on this entire card, and it's on the pre-show. Makes no sense. I mean, do you want people to take the Cruiserweight Championship serious or not? They're going to take it as serious as you take it. If they see that the company doesn't give a shit about it, if they see that, well, why should they care about it? If you don't give them a reason to care, they're not going to care. Like, oh, they're in the pre-show. You should have pumped up this Cruiserweight match like it was one of the big matches of the night. It's a weight division. It's basically like the World Championship of that division. WWE is missing the ball here, man. Vince McMahon is out of touch. He's just out of touch. And I'm going to show you right now why this card just screams Vince McMahon, right? Pre-show shows it. Vince thinks, all the women, just get them all together, just put them in the match. Cruiserweight Championship, just put them in the pre-show. Not even the championship match. Not even the championship match. So no cruiserweights at all will be at WrestleMania whatsoever when it's an entire division. Unbelievable. Now let's go ahead and start with the card here. The unbelievable card. I mean, let's go over this. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Raw Tag Team Champions, who I actually like, but they've been used just wrong. Versus Enzo and Kaz, and Cesaro and Sheamus. Right. First of all, what is this? This is a tag team division. Well, why don't these tag teams have a nickname? That's the way they always did it. The Legion of Doom and You know, okay, what the Rockers, the Heart Foundation. Why don't they have a nickname? That's what makes them unique. Sheamus and Cesaro. Like, what is that? It's just both their names. Luke Gallows and Anderson. It's just their names. Enzo and Big Cass. It's just their fucking names. Hardy Boys. All right. The Dudley Boys. I guess Christian Hitch is a terrible example, given the point I'm trying to make. But come on, even they never said the Rock and Mankind. No, they call them the Rock and Sock Connection. What's going on? Why can't they just? They lack so much creativity that they can't come up with nicknames for tag teams. It's what makes them different. This is insane. I mean, wow. Wow. Let's go ahead and check the chat here. I got Mr. Uh, Doc in the chat. What's up, Mr. Doc? Yeah, super genius booking by Vince McMahon. I agree. Super genius. A doubles in the pre-show. I couldn't believe it when you mentioned Vince had signed Aries, but based on this, it's making more sense. Sounds like Danielson waiting to happen all over again. You know what? I don't believe Vince even knows what he has in Austin Aries. I don't even think he knows. Right? And then not only that, he has a match with Neville. Right? This should be. I would have put this match right before, like the big matches they have. So this should have been like the third or fourth match into the pay-per-view. But no. But no, Vince wants it in the pre-show. We're gonna put him in the pre-show. Like, stupid. So Doc put some. You're right. The outside. They didn't say National Hall. Hey guys, it's National Hall. They call them the Outsiders, the Andersons, the Freebirds, Midnight Express. I know you mentioned Faces of Fear, but Demolition, and then they're also inducting the Rock and Roll Express in the Hall of Fame. So you have WrestleMania, and all three tag teams in the only tag team match in the entire WrestleMania card, because they decided to put the other tag team champions from SmackDown, American Alpha, the best tag team in the fucking company, in the damn 100 Giant Battle Royal. And they put the Usos in the Battle Royal too. For Big Show and Strowman to just throw them over the top rope, to have the Giants just eliminate a bunch of dudes. Let's just make them look like a bunch of jobbers. This is insane. Bobby Krepek, Austin Aries could be a WrestleMania main eventer. I even see Austin Aries versus Neville as a match to open the show. Yes! It could set the stage. Right? It would set the stage. It would light up the crowd. It would pick everybody's game up. That's what it would do. That's what it would do. And WCW did this brilliantly. They always open Nitro, almost always, with a Cruiserweight title match on Monday Nitro, and it pumped up the crowd. It did its job. But no, we're going to put on the pre-show that nobody's going to watch. Brilliant, WWE. Brilliant. Unbelievable. So anyway, this tag team triple threat ladder match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Who's going to win? Who cares? I mean, I don't care. I hope Gallows and Anderson can. I hope they retain, because I like them as a team. But you know what I can't stop thinking about? I can't stop thinking about how They had them both lose to Roman Reigns on Raw a couple weeks ago. I can't get that out of my head. Could you imagine the WWE just randomly having their world champion, or not even Reigns wasn't even their world champion, but just randomly having one of their guys that they're pushing beat both Demolition, both guys, like just because, or the Road Warriors. Makes no sense. Just because they want to get that jackass over, right? It's going to be a ladder match. You know why it's a ladder match? It's a ladder match because Gallows and Anderson attacked Sheamus and Cesaro in the back with ladders. I mean, this is brilliant writing. Brilliant. And none of these guys know what to do with a fucking ladder. Are you kidding me? Luke Gallows, Anderson, Enzo, Cass, Sheamus, Cesaro. What are they going to... It's not like they got a Jeff Hardy there where you know he's going to climb on the top and do something crazy, or a Shawn Michaels or somebody like that. They don't have somebody like that in this match. They just made a ladder match because somebody got attacked with a ladder in the back. Brilliant booking. This is unbelievable. Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin, which were not featured on SmackDown's Go Home show tonight. So why should if that screams I don't care? So if the WWE doesn't care, why should I care? Well, why should I give a fuck? It's for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, one, I am glad that there's a singles match for the Intercontinental Championship on WrestleMania. It's about fucking time. That I do like, right? So I like that. Now, who's going to win that match? I think they're going to give the win to Corbin. I mean, after all, he did win the, Andre the Giant Battle Royal last year, right? So that means you're like the next big thing. Even though they put on the pre-show, what good is it? It's in the pre-show. This is insane. All right, so let's see. Bobby Krepek, WrestleMania 19 opened up with a Cruiserweight title match, which I feel is the best way to open a pay-per-view. I agree. It sets the tone, right? And people kind of subconsciously let go of the fact that the next matches aren't as good because they know it's a Cruiserweight match and it's the little guys, right? So it sets the tone and it puts good pressure on the remainder of the card. It's a good pressure, so and it lifts up the spirits of the crowd. It gets the crowd pumped up. That's the way to do it. So yeah, they used to start the card. I forgot what match that was, by the way. Was that Hardy versus Rey Mysterio? I think I don't remember. But Rey Mysterio was a perfect opening the card type of dude, right? Yes, Mr. Doc. They got the Bullet Club. Yeah, they don't call them the Bullet Club. They just call them Anderson and Gallows. But I mean, when AJ Styles was on Raw as well, they call him the Club, right? Yeah, that's right. They call him the Club. So not Bullet Club, but just the Club. Brilliant. Just brilliant, brilliant shit, right? All right. So Dean Ambrose, it's a singles match. Is there a stipulation? Is there anything like that? No, it's just a singles match. I don't know if people have seen Baron Corbin wrestle. He does have a couple of power moves. Like his finisher is End of Days is it looks nice. Great finisher, right? So I got to give him that. But that's all he has. Like he could clothesline as a big dude, but he needs like a gimmick match, especially on the stage like WrestleMania. They should have made this a hardcore match, non-disqualification, call it no holds barred or something. But no, no, they're not going to do that. It's a singles match. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens, singles match for WWE United States Championship. First of all, this has had good build-up throughout the year, so I am looking forward to this match. And Both these guys are going to put on a good match. It's going to be an aesthetically pleasing match to watch, right? I believe Kevin Owens is going to win because I think Chris Jericho is going to go away for a while, and he should win. He needs this win, especially after he put Goldberg over in a 20-second loss. He deserves a win at WrestleMania, right? And win over Chris Jericho for the WWE United States Championship will be a big deal. Um, the only thing is that the championship doesn't even matter in this match, which is fine because it's a personal feud, you know. So there you go. All right, that's going to be a good match. I think Kevin Owens wins. All right, so we're going to read some more comments here. A piss break women's tag team match is featured on the show, but two great workers in the title match is on a pre-show. Austin Aries and Neville, they're going to be the best match on the show. There's just no other way around it, wrestling wise, right? And it's a shame that they're on the pre-show. Vince did his best work when he was faced with real competition. The Monday Night Wars, the WWE product had rapidly declined in quality, in my opinion. It has competition is good for everybody, right? There's no doubt about it. He hasn't felt the need to push that envelope. You know, it had a lot to do with that and Linda McMahon getting involved in politics. You know, that was another thing that kind of pushed them back to that PG era. But they don't even have to be vulgar or it's a lot of this stuff I'm pointing out, like how dumb their booking is and how they fail to tell a story. And they make something a ladder match just because the dude was attacked with a ladder in the back. And, you know, making decisions like Corbin versus Ambrose just being a regular match when Corbin is very green still. Just putting together a battle royal that means nothing. Deciding to put the cruiserweight title match in the pre-show that has nothing to do with it being, you know, PG. That's nothing. It could still be PG and still put on a great product. A lot better than this. They have a creative team that they pay a lot of money to, and this is the best that they could come up with. This is insane. Well, you're going to see where Goldberg is in a moment, but let's continue. Um, Bailey versus Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. I mean, could it get any less creative? You already have like a 5 or 6 pack challenge for the one women's title match, which is on the fucking pre-show, and then this was a fatal 4-way, which by the way is the entire fucking Raw's division, right? What a waste of time. Why should I care? What's the storyline? What's the rivalry here? This is what they should have done is kept Charlotte Flair with the title for the last few months, man. Since if they would have kept it with the title for over a year, and you have her versus Bailey, the baby face is trying to win that championship. If you had her win the championship against Charlotte Flair in a one-on-one match, it would have been huge. But no, no. Let's just have everybody win titles, right? The entire women's roster is about to become a former world champion at this point, or women's champion, whatever, right? This is stupid. Like the entire roster is on the fucking card. Every single woman gets a title shot. You get a title shot. You have a pair of breasts, you get a title shot. Everybody gets title shots. Now here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Shane McMahon, because you know Vince needs his son on the fucking card. He just has to be on there, right? We can't, you know, Shane on SummerSlam. Blech. They already put him on fucking Survivor Series. They just put. And do you know why they put Shane on Survivor Series? Because Corbin was still too fucking green. That's why, right? But they're gonna put Corbin in a regular match with no gimmick match when he's green as shit on WrestleMania while Austin Aries and Neville, the two of the best workers in the fucking world, are on the pre-show. This is stupid. But anyway, this is Vince's son. He needs his son, on the card, right? Okay, it's his son. It's Shane, after all, Shane O'Mac versus AJ Styles, right? So AJ Styles, we get to see, I keep hearing the WWE tell me, even AJ Styles said this. Well, hey guys, you get to see AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Like we just want to see you, just to see you. No, we want to see you in a great match. We don't want to just see your presence. All right. Oh, but don't worry, right? I mean, they're going to have a stipulation, and Shane's going to do something crazy, right? Right? It's going to be like a street fight, right? Because I mean, AJ Styles attacked him in the back. I mean, he shoved his face through the car window, right? No, actually, it's just a singles match, just a regular match. Who who's responsible for creative? Why would you do that? If just think about this for a second. Kayfabe, think about it. This is the former WWE champion, the world champion, the former world champion. And you're going to have the commissioner wrestle him in a legit match? Well, that's stupid. You would think, I'm going to face, probably the best wrestler in the world. I need weapons. I'm going to need a chair. I'm going to need a sledgehammer. I'm going to need a baseball bat. I'm going to have to get tables and shit involved. I'm going to have to jump off some fucking, sign or something. I don't know. All right. I have to jump off the stage or some shit. Because that isn't that what everybody expects Shane to do? To do some stupid, crazy stunt? We don't want to watch him in a regular just singles match. What the fuck is that? For what? A civil match because AJ Styles will make it that way. But why the hell do I want to see Shane in a regular match? They might have Shane jump off the turnbuckle to the table. Ooh, we see that on fucking SmackDown. He might do the coast to coast. He already did that shit on Survivor Series. Like, we've already seen it. What's the point if he's not going to do something we haven't seen? That's the only reason people are saying, oh, yeah, let's do it. I mean, holy shit. But hey, it's Shane. It's Vince's son, It's a like women's champ that can actually work. Well, probably he doesn't. Apparently not. So AJ's getting wasted against fat Doctor Strange-haired Shane. Am I just making a poor assumption thinking that Shane can't go like that anymore? Wasn't he like in rehab? Well, he looked terrible in the Undertaker match last year. I know that. What he did that stood out, okay, the match was terrible. The match itself was horrible. But he jumped off the fucking cell. That's the only reason people want to watch this dude. To do some crazy fucking stunt. Now, just to give everybody the backstory on this, okay? For those that don't keep up because wrestling's so bad now, all right? AJ Styles lost his championship at the Royal Rumble, and he failed to gain the championship back, right? The following pay-per-view at Elimination Chamber. And then he won a number one contendership match against Luke Harper because at first Randy Orton relinquished his number one contendership because he was friends with Wyatt or whatever. And then Randy Orton changed his mind, so they had AJ Styles versus Randy Orton on the SmackDown. Randy Orton won that match. AJ Styles got so mad, blamed Shane for it, and then jumped Shane from behind, put his head through a window, beat the shit out of him, left him in a bloody mess. And then, to get back at him, they're going to have a regular singles match at WrestleMania. Oh, this is just brilliant writing. I mean, just unbelievable. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Seth Rollins versus Triple H. And I get this, non-sanctioned match. Wow. Wow. Okay. Ooh, it's non-sanctioned. The fuck? It's non-sanctioned. So whoever wins or loses, we just pretend it didn't happen, or what? What does that mean? Non-sanctioned. None of the shit sanctioned, right? But anyway, I don't know what they're doing with this one-legged thing. I don't know. Oh, by the way, my prediction: AJ Styles going to win. He should against Shane. But back to Triple H versus Seth Rollins. By the way, I mean the son-in-law. He's got to be on the card too, right? Triple H, the son-in-law, he has to be on the card. Come on, son-in-law. Um, but I will say this in fairness, I'm looking forward. I think it's going to be a good match. I think as I picture in my head, Seth Rollins versus Triple H. Number one has that long-term build-up to it, which I like. Right, a lot of content to it, and but most importantly, um, I just picturing both guys working together. I think they're going to put on a great match. And because of he's had the whole leg injury thing, Seth Rollins is, they're going to do something they're rarely do in wrestling nowadays, and that's tell a story in the ring, right? And I think that's going to actually make it a good match, right? But I think something tells me, I don't know why, that Triple H is going to win. That's why they're really pushing his leg injury thing, right? But I think Triple H is going to win the match, but we'll see. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. Mixed Tag Team Championship. Now, this is obviously done to promote the Bella show and Diva show that they have. I don't know, the network, whatever. Okay. I mean, I don't give a shit. I just don't. I don't even like Cena. I don't. But the fact that he's being wasted in a match like this is unbelievable to me. Right? Um, it's this stupid. I don't care about this match. And a lot of people out there care, but you know, I just don't. I think Cena and Brie are going to win. I think, but that's my pick. We'll see. All right, so that's what I got in that match, and I'm only saying that because John's going to go away for a while. All right, he's going to go away for a while. So instead of putting John Cena, if he's going to go away for a while, right? Instead of putting John Cena on a one-on-one match against somebody else, like I don't know, an AJ Styles, for example, and having that guy beat him, so he's going to go away for a while anyway. No, we're going to put him in a mixed tag team championship because, we have a show called Bellas or whatever the fuck they call it. Okay? And we have to promote that show. So, fuck it. Triple H should be in matches he shouldn't be in until he or Vince dies, brother. Well, there you go. Um, I agree that Seth Rollins should win, but they always seem to do this whole like 1 year Triple H wins, another year he loses, another year he wins, another year he loses. Just because it's they see Triple H as like a match of Triple H is seen as like being a main event at WrestleMania. So you don't want him losing every year, and that's how Vince thinks. So I think that's why they're pushing this whole leg injury thing to have Seth Rollins maybe win a rematch at SummerSlam or something like that. Mark my words. When he's 100%. This is the Vince show. That's what this is. The Vince show. And look at this match. This is the match that is giving Vince McMahon wet dreams at night. This is Vince's dream. This is Vince's show. He has his son. He put his son, Shane, in the ring with the best wrestler in the world, AJ Styles. At least in my opinion, the best wrestler in the world. And then he puts, his son-in-law on the card, Triple H, in there against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins being one of the most popular stars, in the WWE. And then he puts, his favorite son. He loves Roman Reigns even more than Shane McMahon himself, right? Vince's creation, Roman Reigns, against his other creation, The Undertaker. Who's going to win this match? I think, I hate to say it, but I think Roman Reigns is going to win. And I don't think he's going to turn heel. Like he's got to turn heel. Like they don't want to turn him heel. Right? I mean, you have Triple H and all these other WWE apologists just going around saying, well, he gets a reaction, and that's all that matters. You're going to job out The Undertaker to him. You want people to give you no reaction? They're going to further bury this dude with the fans. I think they're going to have Roman Reigns win, and it's not going to be turning him heel or anything like that. This is a passing of the torch type match in Vince's eyes, right? That's what this is. I agree with Hulk Hogan on the chat. Neville being on the pre-show, and he's wrestling Austin Aries. That's unbelievable. Mr. Doc put the Bullet Club isn't even called Bullet Club, but Vince is still trying to force feed Reigns to the fans. Yes, he is. Right, and he's wondering why people are giving a reaction. Well, they give a reaction though. I mean, unbelievable. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Singles match for the WWE Universal Championship. I think Brock Lesnar is going to go over on this match. I mean, are they really going to job him out to 50-year-old Goldberg again? Like, is that really going to happen? Are they really going to do that? And I just don't picture these guys putting on a great match. This better not be the last match of the show. It's going to stink out the fucking joint. You either have to have Lesnar squash him, give Goldberg some offense, obviously, but within under 5 minutes, F5, boom, it's over. They're not capable of putting on a great match. I'll use my words that they do, but I just don't see it. Goldberg hasn't wrestled more than 2 minutes since his return. He's already the fucking world champion. Are you going to have him headline WrestleMania? Really? You should have put Goldberg, at least with a good worker, have him wrestle a 5-6 minute match. I mean, why are you going to the dude's headlining WrestleMania, and they don't even know if he could go 5 minutes? That's insane. Goldberg versus Brock 2, and for the title, it's actually Goldberg versus Brock 3. The first one was at WrestleMania 20, which he got booed out of, right? Both was getting booed off of the fucking stage. And the other one was a fucking 1 minute squash match. And now this one's going to be under 5 minutes. Choking guys put Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, worst match of the night. It is a terrible match. And I'll agree that it's the worst match of the night because they're going to make it the fucking main event. Is it the worst, though? I don't think it's worse than the fucking women's six-pack challenge. I know that. Right? But given where it's at on the card, yeah. I'll agree. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. They don't even call it World Championship anymore. I mean, is Vince that insecure? He doesn't want to share the word WWE with the world, or what? Well, I guess it's World Wrestling Entertainment, so you don't really have to put. So I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass. All right. Since it has world in the initials, so fair enough. Right before somebody brings that up, but it's for the WWE Championship. Which, by the way, are you telling me a casual fan that tunes in, right? You're telling me they're not going to get confused with WWE Universal Championship and then WWE Championship? Kind of stupid to have two world championships, in my opinion. But they got the brand split and all that, so whatever. But you know what I'm saying. I personally believe the world championship should be on both rosters, but hey, what do I know, right? Randy Orton, I have a feeling Randy Orton's going to get over, but Bray Wyatt should win, right? Have Wyatt win. That's what I believe should happen, and he and AJ Styles could have a feud, from there, leading to SummerSlam. I would hope, but I don't know where they're going to go from there. So Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. I'm gonna go with Randy Orton. I think that's what they're gonna do. Right? I'm not giving you who I believe should win. I'm giving you who I think they're gonna have win. Randy Orton. Vince kind of likes Orton. This is the Vince show. It's what Vince wants. Right? Him and Kevin Dunn. So yes, Doc. So there's two world titles again. I don't suppose Vince brought Goldberg. Oh, I'm sorry, brought Big Gold back. No, both titles look the same. It's just that one of them has the black leather and the other one has red leather. You see, they're very creative. If your champion should have access to both brands, I agree. I agree with that. And then that also assures that you only have one world champion. It should only be one champion. One world champion. You can't have a world champion and a universal champion. What does that mean? Like, oh, I'm the champion of the universe? Is that what that means? So is Goldberg going to defend the title against a Martian next, or what? Vince-mania. Hulk Hogan asks, any prediction of surprise returns? I believe we're going to have The Rock. For whatever reason, The Rock's the guy that shows up. And and look, man, I enjoy The Rock. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not complaining, but he does take up a lot of time. Okay. He's been known for cutting off some of the time on some matches because he's just taking too long from walking to the ring to showing people his forearm to show that he has goosebumps to all that. But it is a Rock. Like what are you gonna do? But I think the Rock's gonna come out to give an attendance figure or some shit to maybe announce, see if it broke the record from that they had in that stadium. When was that? WrestleMania 28. I don't know if they will, they won't. It just depends on the size of the stage and stuff like that. But I think The Rock will come out. Let's see. They'll have the Hall of Fame inductees reintroduced. So it's gonna be great to see Kurt Angle. And by the way, the WWE made such a mistake putting American Alpha on the pre-show and on the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I mean, that's so stupid. So you have two guys who were highly influenced by Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Why in God's green earth would you not have American Alpha either defending the tag team championships or fighting for the tag team championships and coming out to Kurt Angle's music and being escorted to the ring with Kurt Angle? It makes sense to me. And I just thought about that just now. But motherfuckers that get paid to do this can't think of shit like this because they're stupid, right? You've known for over 6 months now that Kurt Angle is going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. They called him months ago. You knew American Alpha was going to be called to the main roster. Come on. It's common sense. Uh, you could see Kurt Angle making a surprise return and talking to Bobby Crippen. I mean, he's going to be there, so it's not much of a surprise, right? He's going to be there. But as far if you mean like him interfering in the match, I don't know. I don't know if he'll do that, to be honest. I'm not sure. Pitbull has some airtime on Mania. Oh, does he? So Pitbull's going to sing at Mania, but Austin Aries and Neville got to perform in the fucking pre-show. Brilliant. I like Pitbull, though, so it's okay. I'm just taking my anger out on him. Poor guy. He's just a singer. Shaq. I mean, I like to see Shaq at least in the Battle Royal make it interesting, I guess. But they already did that last year, but you know. They were going to do Shaq versus Big Show at Mania, but I don't know. I heard that Shaq pulled out or he was out of shape, but like it's all fake anyway. I don't know why he cared. Like, you know, but anyway, I have no idea. You know, it's I don't know. Maybe Shaq wanted to like dominate, and they were going to let him do that, and maybe that's why he pulled out. I have no idea. Shaq, by the way, if I mean, he made the right career choice. Don't get me wrong, but if a prime Shaq would have decided to join wrestling, that would have been one hell of a giant, man. And he was built like a fucking brick house. Um, by the way, if basketball didn't work out for him, which it did, but if it didn't, he would have been a phenomenal giant in the wrestling industry. Unless Vince McMahon didn't want to push him, of course. You know, knowing Vince, he'd have a fucking job out to everybody in the fucking roster. So who fucking knows? Should they American Alpha like they did with the world's greatest tag team? I just think it would have been cool if you just heard Kurt Angle's music play and he walks out and then American Alpha walks out and they go in and then they win the tag team championships. It would have been huge. It would have been a big moment. It would have been a big WrestleMania moment because these guys are obviously influenced a lot by Kurt Angle, right? And for those that don't know, like much of this does not pertain to Japan and even WCW, but in the WWE, when Kurt Angle joined, they didn't even know what the hell he was doing when he was taking guys down and putting them on ankle locks, and they didn't know what the fuck he was doing, right? They were booing him when he was doing that because the WWE the WWE style of wrestling was the Hulk Hogan's, the Ultimate Warriors, and you had like the closest thing they had to a wrestler was like Bret Hart, but you still had like brawlers like Stone Cold and stuff like that. So Kurt Angle was like just something new to them, and that's how he turned heel, right? But anyway, because of Kurt Angle, we see a lot more wrestling on a wrestling show now, right? Just trying to think of surprise appearances. I think the Rock's gonna show up for sure. I don't know if Stone Cold will show up or not. I have no idea about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm gonna say yes though, and something tells me I don't know why, but I don't know. I'm not ready to say Hulk Hogan yet. I don't think Hulk Hogan will show up. Sorry, Hulk Hogan. I don't think Hulk Hogan's going to show up. I don't think it's going to happen to Hulk Hogan in the chat. Or maybe I should ask Hulk Hogan himself. Are you going to be there or not? But anyway, um, what match steals the show? Man, I mean, it would have been Austin Aries and Neville, but if it happens on the pre-show, did it really happen? You know that old saying, like if a tree falls in the middle of the forest, hear it doesn't make a sound. Well, if Austin Aries and Neville will tear the house down, but it's not on the main show, does it count? Does it really count? Like I saw on SmackDown, they were saying, "Oh, this is the first cruiserweight championship match at WrestleMania in 10 years." What's not even on the main card? Like, ooh, unbelievable. I think HBK will be there. I believe HBK will be um, at Mania at some capacity. For those that don't know, by the way, the WWE offered Shawn Michaels some money to wrestle AJ Styles at WrestleMania, which would have been better than Shane McMahon. Um, Obviously, Shawn Michaels hasn't been in the ring for years, so there would definitely be a lot of rust there, but I think they would have pulled out an okay match. But for those that were saying I was crazy about being a possibility, that's been confirmed by Shawn Michaels himself, right? Which Shawn probably did make the right choice. I mean, dude has back problems, hasn't wrestled in years, but I'm just saying. Um, but I believe he'll be on the show at some capacity. Doing what? I don't know, right? But they brought him out to give like Roman Reigns a lecture about the Undertaker, so I don't know if he'll be in that match or what. But I think HBK will be on the card. Do you think this will be worse than WrestleMania 29 or 32? I'm trying to remember WrestleMania 29. I know that was a rematch of. Yeah, it'll be better. WrestleMania 29, isn't that when they had Triple H beat Brock Lesnar? Right. Um, he beat Brock Lesnar in like an no disqualification match, and then John Cena beat The Rock, and I don't even remember the rest of the card that much, to be honest. I'm trying to. I think C, CM Punk, I think, versus the Undertaker was the best match. Yeah, I don't know. CM Punk versus the Undertaker was actually it's a very underrated match. So, but it will be up there. This WrestleMania has the worst build of any other WrestleMania I could remember. This is terrible, and they have no excuses, none. They have an entire roster, and they're doing a terrible job here. Worst match of the night. Wow. The worst match of the night. It's probably going to be one of the women matches, to be honest. Um, I'm just saying. 32. That was just last year. That's when they had Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Like if nobody knew who's going to win that match. That shit was so predictable. It might be better than 32. It might be better. 32 had changed, flying out of the cage. So Anyway, guys, anybody else have any other questions before I got to go? I just read a question here by Joe Kickass. Do you think Lesnar versus Goldberg be better than that? Do you mean better than before or what? I think Goldberg versus Lesnar should be a very quick match. Not saying a minute, okay, but under 5 minutes. Have them both do some power moves on each other, just and slam each other, and then boom F5, 1, 2, 3. Goldberg wins. I'm sorry, Lesnar wins, and it's over. I mean, that's what they should do. But I have no idea what's on Goldberg's contract. I don't know what they offered him. I don't know what the deal is. There's some people that feel they're going to have Goldberg win again. So if they do that, I don't even know what to say. I mean, because what are you going to do with Goldberg at this point? Knowing Vince, he'll want to do spear versus spear. Yeah, oh yeah, Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. But hey, they might go with that actually. All right, guys, that's the rundown, man. That's the card. That's the card. Look at this. They call it the ultimate thrill ride. Right? Like, the ultimate. Unbelievable. Where the hell is Samoa Joe? It just dawned on me that Samoa Joe, the guy who took the NXT Championship to a whole nother level, had some unbelievable matches at NXT Takeovers, which is the only NXT show that I watch, the Takeover shows. He's been on the roster for about main roster for 2 months now, and you have nothing for him at WrestleMania. Did they put him on this fucking battle royal? Are they going to have him like go out and attack Seth Rollins to help Triple H win? Is that going to be Samoa Joe's fucking role? Right? This is insane. Who's better, Angle or Styles? Well, I mean they're a different style. No pun intended, but um, overall, if you were to ask who's a better performer all time, I'd say Kurt Angle. And the reason I say Kurt Angle would do it all. He had the mic skills. He could be serious. He could be funny. All right. He could tell a very good story in the ring, which is ultimately what matters. Uh, very good mat-based wrestler. Quick pace. He could do a slow, methodical style match. He could do a quick match. He could do a slow, methodical matchup against a guy like The Rock or Triple H. He could do a quick, style matchup against a guy like Rey Mysterio. He can wrestle big dudes like Brock Lesnar and look believable, suplex them. He could pick up the Big Show and slam him, but it also looks believable when he wrestles guys like AJ Styles is a good example, or Rey Mysterio. It still looks believable. He's like that perfect height, perfect size to wrestle any height, any size. Um, the one advantage that AJ has over Kurt Angle is, what he could do in the air. You know what I mean? Kurt Angle can't do a 450 splash or, I never saw him do it anyway. Kurt Angle had a beautiful moonsault. It's not that he can't do some stuff, but he did some crazy moonsaults off the top of cages and shit. But AJ Styles, man, just off of the ropes and on the turnbuckle, what he could do in the air is just far superior to what Kurt Angle could do. But that's about his only advantage over Kurt Angle, to be honest. But I would take Kurt Angle over anybody, over anyone. When you put the whole package together, what he could do in the ring, what he could do with the mic, the look, being believable, just everything. I mean, what are the? How many guys can you mention? Can you say if he wrestles Rey Mysterio, it looks like a very believable match, and if he wrestles Brock Lesnar, it looks like a very believable match. There's very few guys that can do that, and Kurt Angle is one of those guys. Also, Kurt Angle and AJ, what they both have is they make their opponents, the guys in the ring, their dance partner, they make them look better than what they are. You know, AJ did that with Roman Reigns. He did that with Cena. He did that with a lot of guys. He's going to do that with Shane even. Okay, people are going to think Shane improved, right? But Kurt Angle though, it's at a whole nother level. I mean, Kurt Angle made a fucking 60-plus-year-old Hulk Hogan that could barely move look good. And back when Hogan made his comeback to the WWE, also Kurt Angle could be a very good heel, and he could be a very good face. He's good at both. What other guy can do that? I can't think of any. So Vince has Samoa Joe still, and he's not the Mania card. Wow, Vince. Yeah. So Vince is trying to make everybody happy. He's cramming everybody into the card um, at the purpose of not creating good storylines. But he can't find room for Samoa Joe to be on the card. Brilliant. Bobby Krepik put, I will watch WWE again if Joe, Rollins, Aries, AJ, or Rude is in the main event. Well, AJ has been in the main event, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if he's going to be in the main event again. But it looks like Vince is hell bent on Roman Reigns, man. He's hell bent on the guy. He's just hell bent. There's always hope for next year's Mania. Tell you what, man. One thing I will not take away from WrestleMania is the production. Their production is always on point. The stage is always on point. Um, the production value is unbelievable at WrestleMania. WWE in general has real good production value, but at WrestleMania they just take it up another notch. Like you see, like what they're going to be doing going forward at WrestleMania. But I'm looking forward to seeing how the stage looks. If that's disappointment, then fuck it. I'm probably going to turn off the whole thing and not watch it, right? But but we'll see. All right, guys. That is the end of the road. Nothing much to see here, so there we go. Mr. Doc just put pro wrestling is another WCW. They need competition, man. They really do. It's let me tell you the excuses they don't have. They can't say, "Wow, we have a limited roster." Nope. They can't say, "Wow, we're short on money." Nope. They have the money, they have the production, they have the writers, they have the talent. There's no excuses. They don't um, They don't build stars as much anymore, man. It's a lot of the talent now is guys who got from the Indies, which make their names in the Indies. AJ Styles, for example. Okay, Samoa Joe, for example. Even Kevin Owens with Kevin Steen in the Indies, or old talent, like a Brock Lesnar, a Goldberg. So the hell with it. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.